Right, Borderlands 4 got announced a little bit ago. I would have made this video earlier, but I've been in Norway for the last week and a bit, and I had a brilliant time, thank you for asking. So I've taken some notes, I've been thinking about the story, thinking about how the events could happen, thinking about the PAX presentation, the teaser trailer, everything that they've showed us so far. Now, I'll just say off the bat, I am not happy with where the Borderlands franchise is at the moment. Borderlands 3 was hit and miss, mostly miss. Gameplay was fantastic, but just the story, the characters, the writing, the dialogue. I feel like most returning characters were butchered, and a lot of the new ones were just so one note and boring and derivative, and they keep doing that. They keep like making a character trait its whole personality, and just it's so annoying and lazy and such a cop-out, and it's not funny, and it's really predictable and just grating. No one likes shit like that, please stop. Then there was Tiny Tina's Wonderlands, which I didn't really care that much for. It had some interesting ideas with the gameplay and the presentation, but again, the writing and the characters I did not enjoy. Everyone's like, oh, the story's really good. No, it was shit. The story was nothing. It was not good. And if we have to see Roland being Tina's friend again for like the 5th time, like, yeah, we get it, they were close. You explored this relationship 10 years ago. I don't give a shit about Roland anymore. He's dead. They're gonna keep rinsing the same fucking themes over and over again. It's so annoying. And then New Tales came out. We don't need to talk about New Tales. If you enjoy that game, I don't know what to tell you. I think you need to get fucking checked for whatever's gone in your head. You've got like a parasite or a tumor up here. Ramen comedy is subjective. Yeah, I know, but not in that case. If you enjoy that game, you're wrong. Borderlands 1 had some funny moments. Borderlands 1 had some dark humor injected here and there, but it was a dark, sadistic, almost scary game in parts. It was very, very tonally different to how the series has progressed nowadays. And before we go any further, I don't give a shit that Borderlands went woke or whatever. If any universe is gonna have trans characters, or non-binary characters, or whatever, it's gonna be the universe where they all walk around with prosthetic limbs, and, like, there are so many interesting concepts about transhumanism and philosophy that these games can explore. I've said this before, and I'll say it again, I do believe the Borderlands universe is the most, like, creatively ripe fucking universe in fiction. There is so much stuff you can do with it. So to see a character be trans, I think is fine. Lorelei is just fucking annoying. I don't like Lorelei because she's a shit character. Not because she's trans. And now do I say law or do I say he? I don't know. But I do think you can't just not take pot shots at anyone. It's comedy. There's tragedy in comedy. Some people have to be the butt of the joke sometimes. I'm sorry. You don't have to mean it. You don't have to believe it. You can just make a joke and throw it out there and not have it align with your values. You don't need to, like, if I make a racist joke, I'm not racist. Comedy, I believe you can be a good person and make dumb, bad, immoral jokes. I feel like that's just part of like, embracing taboo and moving on as a culture is like reflecting and taking stuff that we've done in the past, changing it into something new, bringing it to light, tragic events, and trying to find maybe like a positive vibe out of it. Maybe some good can come out of it. I don't know. Anyway, sorry, I'm derailing. This is supposed to be like a wish list for Borderlands 4, but now I'm just talking about the state of the franchise, because I feel like I have to. I feel like you have to like go through these things because people are going to bring them up if I don't. There's just like a fucking checklist of things I have to tick off before I can start talking about the actual game. So Borderlands 4 is coming out next year. I'm going to assume maybe like after June, between June and October is going to be my guess. When it comes to release date, it's worth knowing that Gearbox is now owned by 2K, which also own Rockstar Games, which, you know, GTA 6 is probably, I don't think it's wrong to say that GTA 6 is the most hyped game in history. So now that 2K owns Gearbox, I'm pretty sure they're not going to release Borderlands 4 along with GTA 6 at like the same time. I'm assuming there's going to be like some months between them, you'd hope, but they already know that they're making bank that year with GTA 6, so they could release Borderlands 4, have it be really shit, or have it be completely underestimated and undersold, and they wouldn't make a dent. They wouldn't lose anything. Maybe they will release it at the same time, but I would wager that Borderlands 4's release date is going to come out between June and October. Just depends on when GTA 6's release date is. The fiscal year, I believe, for 2K starts in April and then ends April 2026. Or March 2026, or whatever, however fiscal years work. So we could see it as early as April, but I feel like that's too soon. It depends. We'll just have to wait and see. But I'd say probably middle of the year, a couple months before GTA 6. So that's my predictions for the release date. Of course, it could get delayed, so let's hope that doesn't happen. Or let's hope it does happen, because maybe it'll make a better game. I mean, the franchise is in a fucking state at the moment, especially with the movie as well. I didn't even mention the fucking movie. Jesus Christ. So, for Borderlands 4, what do I want? Well, I want what a lot of the community wants. First off the bat, I think it's worth saying, I just want better writing and story, with characters that aren't one note, and a story that isn't comedy-centric. I want a darker tone like Borderlands 1, more mature themes, less pop culture references, and less toilet humor. It's not funny. Having the Calypso twins go isn't funny. It's like, what are you doing? Or having a whole area dedicated to Game of Thrones. What? Why? Why would you? What? For the characters, I'm just really sick of characters having one personality trait and having that be the extension of everything that they think about, everything that is in, like, all of their lines are injected with this one character trait, and it's hammered over and over and over again, and there is barely any subtlety in the humor. And that's a complaint that I have about Borderlands 2 as well. Don't get me wrong, I'm one of those people that didn't like Borderlands 2 that much, and upon replaying it, I'm really enjoying it, but I still think Borderlands 2 is quite overrated. Handsome Jack is pretty good, but like other parts of it aren't that good. It's not as, it's still good, don't get me wrong, it is still good. You're gonna crucify me for this, but it's not that good. It's not like, whoa! It's like, oh. Whereas Borderlands 3's humor was just like, oh. Gods don't negotiate! I love it! Love it! Also, I want to see my characters, you know, in the cutscenes, talking. I want unique dialogue between the people I'm interacting with, like pre-sequel had. That was cool. Why would you scrap that? Put in the fucking effort. Come on. You're paying 20 billion voice actors. You might as well just give them a couple more fucking lines. What are you doing? Lazy softies, bro. I don't know. Please just don't be fucking annoying. I hate annoying characters so much. And they're all voiced by the same fucking guy with the most obnoxious voice. I hate him. He's in Borderlands 1, he's in Borderlands 2 as a bunch of characters. He's in Borderlands 3 as a bunch of characters. I hate his voice so much. I don't remember his name. Ian Sinclair. I'm so sorry. You could be a brilliant man. You could be lovely. You could be amazing. I don't like your voices. It just pissed me off so much. I've heard your voice so many times. I'm sick of it. This is coming from me, the one with a very annoying Middle Earth fucking weird little voice that no one can pinpoint where I'm from. So trust me, I know what it's like to have an annoying voice. Another thing I want from Borderlands 4 is better multiplayer support. There is no excuse for me to have to restart my entire party when we save quit in a game that encourages you to save quit to farm for items. Like, let me host a dedicated server for just my friends or for random people to join. You'd solve the matchmaking crisis by having to, like, reconnect to other fucking things. You can just have people come to you. Other multiplayer games can do it. It might take more resources. I'm not a game developer. I don't know how easy this stuff is to implement. Take that in mind for everything. But I am kind of a game developer, actually, so no, fuck that. I'm working on a video game right now. You have all the money in the world. You have all the people you need. You can do it, alright? I don't want to have to keep inviting my friends when we're trying to farm for an item together. What is the fucking point? And one thing that I might enjoy is, if it is server-based, that me and my friends can be in different maps at the same time, farming for different items. That could be cool. That could be really interesting. You could do a soft reload to avoid save quitting completely. I think that would be an interesting idea. It might be very resource intensive for the amount of players that it would be supporting. So I can see if that wouldn't be a thing, but at least give us dedicated parties to join and set up and host, rather than having to constantly quit and then join and then quit and then join and then quit and then join. It is so stupid. Another thing that everyone is crying for, including me, is pearlescence or just any tier above legendary, because there is nothing to grind for in Borderlands 3 and it feels like a slog when farming is part of the game and when you have to redo boss fights and levels over and over and over again. Knowing that I'm going to get the same shitey legendaries that I can't use and that I've already got like the perfect role, there's nothing to fight for, there's nothing to work for. It feels really fucking empty to endgame in Borderlands 3, whereas in Borderlands 2 there could always be something around the corner. There could be always something you're working towards. It was fun to grind for a pearlescent. I only got one, and that was like, whoa, and that was in Borderlands 1 I think actually. I don't think I got one in Borderlands 2. And I want that grind again, I want that chase again, because man, we all need a distraction. And speaking of pearlescents, raid bosses on launch as well, that would just be nice. At least one. Don't show one in a teaser and then gatekeep it behind paid content 2 years later, you fucking scumbags. But I didn't forget about that. Speaking of guns, lower legendary world drop rate. I should not have full legendary gear in Borderlands 3 by level 10. I have been replaying Borderlands 2, I've only have like fucking, I think I've only got like 8 legendaries the entire game, maybe like 5, or maybe even less. I got a Lyuda, which, why'd you change it to Lyud Miller? Why'd you do that? I got a pitchfork, I got a gub, a fastball, deeper, It was 5. I only have 5 after like 30 hours of replaying that game. I want to see more blues and purples come into the meta again and be really useful for early game rather than having to just rely on legendaries. Being like, oh, because like getting the Skexil in Ascension Bluff is kind of cool. I do like that, but I kind of wish it just wasn't a legendary because there's just too many legendaries. There's so many and it doesn't feel like a reward anymore. It just feels like something that you just expected. Like finding a purple in Borderlands 2, I'm like, whoa, holy shit. I want that again. That's fun. Speaking of weapons, I want a gear and an enemy bestiary, however you say that word, I don't know. I want to be able to like have a collection that I get to fill out and see what enemies are where, on what maps, what gear they drop, whether it's a gun, artifact, whatever. I just think having a little collection page and a place to read up on enemies in like an encyclopedia would be kind of interesting, would be kind of cool. I want to see something like that. Another thing that I want to see is better optimization. If you remember Borderlands 3, it was fucking terrible at launch. It was god awful. Like having to press you press it to go open your inventory and you have to wait like 5 solid seconds for the guns to pop up on the side, the character hologram to pop up in the middle, and then every time you'd switch a tab, and it's still really latent, by the way, it's still very slow. Borderlands 3 still has so many bugs that they haven't fixed, and it is like, what the fuck are you doing? Along the lines of this, I also want a toggleable HUD, because it's Borderlands. The trailers look really cool when there's no HUD, but you have to always like mod it in, and it's just annoying. I want just a toggleable HUD. It will be super cool for getting footage. And just I want more photo mode stuff as well, like unlocked photo mode, like you can have from a mod that I use in Borderlands 3. That's cool. The photo mode was a good inclusion, I do want to see that again. I think most games nowadays do have a photo mode, which is cool. So this next one is something that I don't really think I care about that much, but I know people are really up in arms at. It's DLC Vault Hunters post-launch. I don't want any 4th skill tree, I know that. Personally, my favorite Vault Hunters in the past have actually... Oh shit, yeah, I guess my favorite Vault Hunters in the past have been DLC Vault Hunters. Aurelia, Krieg, that's it. I fucking love Krieg. Krieg is my boy. The amount of things I would do to that man, and that I would have that man do to me. Aurelia, she's my girl. The amount of things... And then they fucking killed her. Fuck off. Why... Oh my god, why'd they kill her off? It's so fucking stupid. You watch, they're gonna bring everybody back with the fucking Anahadium shard. Ooh. We'll get into it. So maybe I do want DLC Vault Hunters. I don't know. In Borderlands 3, I'm quite happy with who we have, because Amara and Zane are my babies. I love them both very dearly. I'm quite happy with the builds and playstyles that we have in Borderlands 3 as it is, but I do think DLC Vault Hunters is a good idea. I think it's not a bad thing to implement. I think it's a worthy investment, and it's something that the franchise has done before, and it's shown it has done well, and there has been a demand for it for years. And they keep saying, no one wants it. No, everyone wants it. If Gearbox has proven anything, it's that they don't listen to their community time and time again. They are doing the complete opposite in most cases of what the community wants. Chaos Chambers level 100, no cutscene skip or dialogue skip on launch, and still no dialogue skip on in the fucking game. No dedicated drops in Borderlands 2, pre-sequel, 3, Wonderlands on launch. Like, what the fuck? Listen to us, for the love of fucking God! Oh... It's so frustrating to see them have all of the time, resources, and people in the world, and all of the feedback they could ever need, and they don't fucking listen. Okay, this next one is a big one. Can you please decanonize New Tales from the Borderlands? That is the biggest slap in the face I've ever seen, ever come out of any gaming company in the history of video gaming. What the fuck was that shit? Just make it like an in-universe video game developed by TDO that pokes fun at themselves. I think that could be interesting. And you could also have elements of that canon and that lore that the game establishes. You could bring that into the real lore without making New Tales canon. I don't think bringing, like, the Anahadium shard, whatever it's called, I don't think bringing that into the story is a great idea. Tales 1 technically already did it, so it's not something that I was against back then, so I technically shouldn't be against it now. I think there's a good way to introduce an element like that into a story and a bad way, and I don't know if New Tales handled that part of that element very well. Sorry, I'm getting sidetracked, but yeah, please just decanonize New Tales. None of the characters are worth it. None of the concepts were explored fully. Just take it all away. Stop it. Stop it, please, for the love of God, stop it. The most enjoyable thing for me about New Tales is watching the characters die in the failed QuickTime events. Watching Fran get fucking belted by whatever the fucking TDO dude hit her with. That was just, I replayed that over and over and over again. Fran is fucking disgusting. What a disgusting character that you put in. If you put in a male character like that in a video game like that, you would be fucking slaughtered, Gearbox. Don't flip it, alright? Again, it's cool to have female characters. You can have powerful female characters without them reminding everybody constantly how powerful they are. You constantly detract from that energy, that independence that you're giving them and that you're trying to give them. It's so annoying when people overwrite things like that. Oh, but making Fran just this disgusting sex pest was such a bad idea. Genuinely made me grimace at times. Just like, fuck you. Just a disgusting, deplorable, whatever the word is, just disgusting character. Fuck her. I hope she dies. I'm glad she's disabled. Bring Athena back and all. She's not the president of fucking Hyperion. Fuck off. She was cool, dude. Bring Janie Springs back. She was cool. I liked her. She was my little flavor girl. She was cool. Amara's my girl. I love Amara. She's brilliant. Maya, she's dead. We have to talk about Ava. Ava's fine. I feel like that cutscene that they added, I say, they didn't pre-do that. That wasn't pre-development thing. They added that post-launch. They drafted and wrote and voice acted that whole thing post-launch. I refuse to believe you otherwise. There is no way that you had a scene as well written and executed and tightly crafted and respectful as that in pre-development and scrapped it for what we ended up with now. If that is true, if that is genuinely true, I hope everyone on the writing team is fucking fired out of a cannon directly into a wall. I hate bad writing. I fucking hate bad writing, especially in a universe that I care about. Oh man, oh it pisses me off. People say Borderlands doesn't have a story, fuck off. It has so much story, so much characterization, so many cool fucking concepts and elements to expand on. You cannot say that it doesn't have a story, when most of the complaints about the games is that they need more story. It's like, no, fuck off. Ava has some development in the DLC 6. I think it's okay. I think she could grow to be a well-respected, well-rounded, interesting leader. She just had a very, very poor introduction from so many different angles, but she is just a kid, just a teenager. Like, she's fucking stupid. She's gonna be fucking stupid for a little bit. Most adults are still fucking stupid. I'm fucking stupid. I'm not an exception to that. I'm a fucking idiot. So I'm jumping between points like a madman. Anyway, another thing that I want is more movement tech, like a dash, a double jump, or something more creative. Like Amara has like the blitz thing where she gets to go pew pew in the green skill tree. She gets to fly towards an enemy. I think something like that could be kind of cool, like teleporting or my mowing someone and just going behind them and fucking stabbing them as like a stealth character. I don't know, could be cool. Give us new, interesting ways to move about the environment and interact with the environment. Give us more parkour stuff, that was fun. Keep mantling and sliding, because that's super, super good. The butt slams, keep the butt slams. They were super fun in pre-sequel, super fun in Borderlands 3. Let's do that again. I just want to move around quicker, faster, have a lot more control over my character. Borderlands 3 was fantastic for that. It's really, really fun and intuitive and engaging to move around that game world and explore stuff. So I want to see that continued, honed in on, and just polished up. Another thing that I really, really want is a dialogue and cutscene skip on repeat playthroughs. I do not want to be bolted in place listening to the same story that I've heard dozens of times before, especially if the cutscenes are as long as they are, or the dialogue is as long and as badly written as it is. I don't want to sit there listening to that dozens and dozens of times. I'm not one of those people that wants max level characters to be introduced on launch. I feel like part of the joy of playing a Borderlands game is playing the story multiple times. Maybe 4 times is too much, 6 times is too much in some people's eyes. I think it's an interesting way to go about letting the player explore the worlds that you're creating and exploring the character you're playing as, because that's a huge part. If you can just hop into a new character without playing them at all, at max level with all of the skills and stuff, you're going to be like less familiar with them, and it's going to take you, ironically, I believe it would take you longer to learn that character's ins and outs, rather than if you were just playing the campaign mainly all the way through. So if the dialogue is going to be as long as it is, please just let us skip it, because there are going to be mods that remove the files, there are going to be mods that just take the shortcut for us, and people are going to download them. For the love of God, just listen to the players, please. So that was like 10 bullet point things that I could think of and have been thinking about. There's probably going to be more stuff, which I can leave in the comments if I think of anything else. Now, I have some predictions. Not very many, but Borderlands 3 sets up quite a lot for the future of the franchise. There's so many little things about Nereid, Sirens, the Timekeeper, the Creator. There's so many like tiny things that they mentioned that it's very clear that they were planning ahead from making that game. And I'm excited to see where they take that and where they run with it. Because again, there is so much potential in this universe. So many cool stories and people and perceptions and experiences that you can explore. And I want to see them just pick up everything and run with it and just make something weird, creative, interesting, retrospective, reflective, just something more than just like a fucking fart joke. Like, come on. You're a bunch of 50-year-olds. Like, I know you're like silly, but like, come on, man. Put some fucking effort in. So in terms of like story, off the bat, I can't think of anything major. We know that Necrodefeo isn't the homeland of the Iridians, it's the first landing. So wherever they landed, it implies they came from somewhere else, and I think this is it, or it could be it. It's a pocket civilization that they've hidden away behind this reflective fucking space shield in an isolated part of space. They've been hiding there for maybe millennia. We don't know. Right now, I can't think of what they would be doing, what the war could be about. Maybe it is a war from the creator, because we know that there's a destroyer, so what if there's a creator? I believe Myriad mentions that somewhere. What if the 7th siren is the creator? We don't know. What if there are more than 7 sirens? We don't know. They could do anything. They could just pull out the rug again and be like, oh, there's actually 12 sirens. Oh, there's actually a whole civilization of sirens living in this secret planet. Like, I don't have enough information right now, and I'm not game theory, you know, I'm not gonna, like, do a deep dive into the scrotal measurement in pixels of the Iridians, of the Guardians, to figure out where the Iridians are from, you know? Why they would be hiding? Like, why would they be hiding? Why would they be training the Vault Hunters to take the place of the Guardians? What is the war that they're fighting? What don't we know about the Iridians that has been hiding from us in plain sight this whole time? There are so many things they could do with this. It could be really, really interesting, and I want to see what they do with it. So I'm assuming that we're going to see a creator god that might be in control of the whole universe. They could even go full meta. This is Borderlands. They've gone meta before. They could go full meta and be like, hey, we're in Gearbox software right now. I think out of every game fucking to exist, Borderlands would probably do that, to be like, oh wow, look at what we're doing. We're ahead of the fold. We're innovating. So maybe the game will end with us in Randy Pitchford's office with creator written on the little plaque on his desk, and he's jacking off to fucking squirt porn. I think Krieg's gonna die. I just think they're gonna kill Krieg. They already kind of murdered him in my eyes because they made him a Scar fan, and I fucking hate Scar. But I feel like he's gonna accidentally kill an innocent person, and then like there's gonna be like a moral dilemma about that, where he's like, oh fuck, I didn't mean to do it, but I did it, and I said I'd kill myself if I killed an innocent person. So I feel like he's gonna like do that and then sacrifice himself to save the Crimson Raiders or whatever. I don't know. Just a little idea. If I'm trying to think of, because there's always a character that dies. We've learned Borderlands now. There's always a character that dies. I feel like Jack is gonna come back, but he's not gonna be the big bad, and I feel like everybody's gonna come back. That could be fun. That, we need all the Vault Hunters we can get, right? If someone has the power to revive every single Vault Hunter and every single villain and Vault Monster at the same time, that could be the biggest, freakiest, most fun mashup ever. All of the past and present and future bosses and enemies and people coming all back at once. It could be amazing. That could be so fun and creative and interesting, with so many opportunities for character development and growth and introspection. That could be so fun. Like, the more I think about that, the more I'm like, please do that. Like, yeah, we'd be seeing Jack again, but they already butchered his writing in Borderlands 3 DLC 1. We've seen him already. Like, I don't want to see Jack again, but I feel like he's gonna be there, so they can point and go, oh. But they could do some interesting stuff with that if he just has to team up with the Crimson Raiders. I still think there is potential there in these relationships. It's a tall order for a company that has shown time and time again that they don't have the stool to stand on to reach it. So we'll see if they can manage to knock this out of the park. There are so many things that Gearbox need to fix about the story. And it is a very big ask. They have a lot of work to do. This game has been in development for about 4 or 5 years now. There's been lots of people working on it. We will just have to wait and see. I'm not excited for it. I haven't really been excited for a game release for a long time. I just like using the word interested now. Like, I don't let myself get hyped about things. I don't let myself pre-order stuff, because that's a bad practice. Don't pre-order. I try and stay, like, impartial until I know more about something. And it's fine if you're excited about a game. That's totally good. You be excited for it. You want to be excited about Borderlands 4? You be excited about Borderlands 4. I am just going to hold off judgment until I see some more gameplay, hear some more of what the developers have to say. I feel like it's too early to get hyped up. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed my little rant wishlist prediction video. I couldn't really think of any other predictions. I want the story to be good. I want the gameplay to be good. Like, this could be the best thing. If they have a good story here, and good characterization, on top of the groundwork of gameplay that they built up in Borderlands 3 and Wonderlands, they could have something incredible here. They could have like the most fun, interesting, engaging, creative game in the world on their hands right now. And like, part of me, I don't know how I want to feel about that. Part of me thinks that Borderlands franchise already died multiple times, and they've killed it, and like the same enjoyment that I had for it back then isn't there in the new titles, and it got so bad, the franchise has got so bad now, that I don't know if I want to see it succeed or crumble. I'm impartial either way. Like, if Borderlands 4 is great, I'll play it and enjoy it. If it's terrible, I will fucking celebrate its death, because they've already shit on this franchise enough. So I don't really know what I want out of it, but let me know what you want. There'll be some more Borderlands 4 videos coming in the future, probably, maybe. I do want to be a Borderlands YouTuber because it is fun to play the games and it is fun to make content on it. I think for the first time in fucking 10 years, I'm gonna ask you to subscribe if you like this video, if you want to see more. I don't ask for that. I like treating my audience like adults, because you know you can make your own decisions, you know if you want to subscribe or not, so. But yeah, if you want to subscribe, I'll just remind you here, it's fine. Anyway, thank you for watching, hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye. Wait, go to my website, it's called thenomadcommunion.com. I have a blog there, I make music, you can go listen to that. That's fun, you'll enjoy it, I promise you. New album coming out next year, Your Conscience, My Crisis, and an album coming out this year for a project that I'm really excited about, that I'll tell you more about when that whole thing goes live. But yes, stay up to date with me, please, it'll be fun. Anyway, bye.